Welcome back to part 3 of creating the best year, day, month, week, whatever it might be for you ever. And of course, this is all subjective. This may just be adding an extra 10% of something that you love into the mix and making it happen. So remember, this is not I've got to do this massive, huge, enormous thing. This is just about moving the needle in your own life. And that will look and feel very different depending on where you are, what you're up to, and what your version is. Today, I want to talk about environment. And this could be your home environment, your working environment, who you surround yourself with, the places that you go, anything that has that impact, and really setting yourself up to fly within that. Now, my family will know, often on a Sunday, I get this sense of excitement or clarity for the week coming. So I will begin to think about, okay, so what is this week all about? What's going to be required of me? Where do I need to step up? What's happening? What's the flavor? And usually that means that on a Sunday, I like to clear the decks. I like the uniforms to be done. Now, this also is not my natural state. I'm not a kind of everything's got to be in its place. I am a little bit messy. I'm very clean, by the way, but I am a bit messy sometimes. But I found that if I can train myself to even have like an hour on a Sunday of clearing the decks, putting things where they need to be, giving everywhere a bit of a hoover, mopping the kitchen floor. I know it sounds really basic, but for me, that environment, cleaning up my space means that on Monday, we all wake up, everything feels a bit calmer, a bit more organized. The kids are happy to go to school. Everyone's in a good frame of mind, and it just lifts everything. Also, I noticed that if I do that on a Sunday, even Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the overall feel of our home feels much better. So, because also as well, it's that moment when things are a bit messy. It's like, oh, what's another thing? Somebody will just chuck something on the floor. So cleaning up that environment. I also know that when I am mindful about that environment, I actually give myself more energy. When I have more energy, I have more creativity, I have more possibility, and it all is moving in the direction of where it is that I'm going. The second thing, I want you to think about money here. Now, I am also going to maybe talk about money, but also when I'm talking about investment, I'm talking about investment of time and really going all in on this, because I have known so many people who have spent hundreds and thousands on courses, but because they haven't been all in, because they haven't been committed to the investment, it's not really moved the needle for them. And I believe that money is not the only way to do this, but we have to be willing to open up to what we actually need in this. So asking where your gaps are in this process of making it the best year ever and being really honest about that will give you an idea of where you need to go next. Now, it may just be a book from the library that you can go and borrow for free, have it for 3 weeks, read it, obviously, and then take it back. It may be working with a coach one-on-one and saying, right, I'm doing this. And I know, again, this is tuning into what we know about ourselves. And I know sometimes I can get distracted. Sometimes I get overwhelmed. Suddenly I lose my confidence, or I'm full of self-doubt, or whatever it might be. And I really would value that one-to-one accountability and support and another pair of eyes and ears. If that's you, do get in touch down below. But really understanding what those gaps are and really understanding it from a place of fact. It might be you saying, I'm not very good at this thing in my business. And instead of just going, I'm not very good at this in my business, I'm such a terrible person, I've tried this before and it's never worked. Sometimes you just have to get to a point of saying, I am not naturally good at this thing in my business. I don't like this thing in my business. I try and avoid it at all costs. But if I actually do something about this, it might change my business. So maybe I'm not the person to do this thing. Do you see what I mean? What we're doing here is we are reframing it and we're moving it into a more open, positive, full of possibility place. That's it for today. If you want to find out more, go to my Work With Me section or my shop and make some mega moves today. But do grab that piece of paper and a pen and start asking these questions of yourself, because understanding what is going on underneath, because all day long we can say, I want to have the best year ever. I want to have the best year ever. It's just a very sort of surface feeling. What we need to do is really see what's happening and pull up some weeds, have a look at them, see what's going on, and then we can move past them. I will see you tomorrow for part 4. Bye.